the director of Lancaster Early Education Center, and we are located in the city of Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
We are thankful for this food, and for all our friends, families too. Good job.
Yeah, when I took the self-assessment, it was a nice chance to reflect on our current practices. I wasn't overly surprised with our results to find that we were already serving healthy foods for the most part and had our menu piece down. The piece that I knew that was really lacking was just as far as staff education, both for eating and physical activity, as well as some of our play spaces. I was realizing that some of our practices around engaging children in gross motor could be improved, and we could add some things to our play spaces to make it a little more interesting for our students. I thought it was important for our preschool age children. In the classrooms, we do a really good job of allowing them to access their own materials. We encourage them to clean up after themselves. We have child-sized cleaning supplies, and we just are really encouraging that autonomy. And I just recognized that we weren't doing that during meal times. Children were seated, and while we had the foods on the table and they could certainly request for more, we weren't doing a great job of allowing them to serve themselves and just involving them in that time. And so I was also noticing that there was a lot of wasted time where they were kind of sitting, becoming restless, and we determined that it would be beneficial to incorporate them in the meal times. I was speaking to Ms. J. A friend of mine had purchased a farm share from Buck Hill Farms, and I was talking to her and I was like, I think it'd be really great. We do get our produce from Shide's Produce. They're great. We've gotten it from them forever. And I'm like, I feel in that area that we're a little bit lacking. We live in Lancaster. We'd be purchasing local foods. These are organic foods. I think it'd be great for our kids, for our families. And so I contacted them and just said, this is who we are. I don't know. Would you guys want us to purchase a farm share? I know you also have a site. Could we purchase from you? And they were super into it. They said, yeah, absolutely. We'll let you purchase for wholesale prices. We'll deliver it to you. We're really into what you're doing. And once I thought about it, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense to me, because these are people who are passionate about healthy eating. These are people who care. These are people who want to bring local organic foods to other people, and that was a great partnership. I think our kids are much more open to trying new foods, and it's something where even if they kind of shy away from it or say, oh, I don't really want this, that they will try it. And Ms. J does a great job too of making it. She stays very kid-friendly, which is a big piece to it. She keeps the foods healthy, but she also presents them in a way that is not intimidating. I'm someone who's very passionate about physical activity, and I incorporate physical activity into my life quite a bit, and I did as a child as well. But when I started working here, I realized that is not at all the case for a lot of our students. Children don't really get to go outside very often. Our children's conversations a lot focus around screen time. So they go outside, and if you really observe them sometimes, particularly students who are new to our program, they're not really sure what to do. Mm-hmm. Like, we're outside, and what? So I started talking to my staff and saying, I think that we should do a little bit more as far as facilitation of gross motor. How can we make this more interesting? Children will go outside and just run or just throw things, but they're not quite sure how to be. And also, when we met with Anna, that was really a big piece of it. And I was talking to her about the technology part of it, and I'm someone who's very anti-technology, but she said, what would be a great idea is if you started to utilize technology, which they're very into, and rather than just ignoring it or saying, oh no, we're going outside instead of this. And she said, put on a Go Noodle, introduce that to them. And they absolutely love it. They love the music, they love the dance moves, they love all of it. And so that's been a really nice piece for in the classroom, and has given me, helped shift my focus a little bit and tied them in. A lot of them, out there now, they will do different activities on their own. They'll do Duck Duck Goose unfacilitated. They'll do a version of Red Light Green Light unfacilitated. That like have Go Monkeys Go, where they just run around. But those are all based off things that they've been introduced to. I really enjoyed sitting down with her. I think there's a lot out there revolving meal times. Everybody kind of has their own opinion on meal times, physical activity, but it was nice to sit down with someone who was able to share best practices, someone who has visited other programs and could say, this is what's working here, this is something, with the Go Noodle, the technology piece, well, here's something that you can consider. So that was really big. When we looked at our policies, we had policies in place. However, I think that definitely as far as meal times go, we were a little disconnected in some of our classrooms. I found that particularly there was a lot of emotions that were associated with food and meal times that I personally didn't have, so I had never really reflected on them until I sat down with her and was just thinking about, when it comes to offering children food, like, are we offering or are we pressuring them to try something they don't want? Are we allowing them to not want to drink milk because they just don't enjoy milk? Or are we saying, well, you have to drink milk because that's all you have? Are we allowing them, are we encouraging them to be in tune with their bodies and things of that nature? I wanted to make sure that as a group we acknowledge that those things do exist, but when we're serving children in our program, we need to be following best practices. And, what does that look like and how can we incorporate that and also be consistent throughout our classrooms? I would say just start small, start just trying to do things like incorporating 2 of your veggies a week being fresh instead of canned. Just setting those little goals and not saying, oh my gosh, we have to go a 100% organic grass-fed beef diet like from day one. And I think the same thing with the physical activity piece. Can you try to facilitate music and movement activity twice a week that you typically wouldn't do? Just keep it manageable, yeah. And not to overwhelm the staff, who already have a lot to do. And also, I think staff buy-in and staff giving their opinions, that's a big thing. I mean, that's something I like to do with all practices. Like, I consult with my staff about things since they're the ones who are directly implementing it. So kind of seeing what they think would work. Once we did that education piece, it really wasn't a struggle for them to adapt and change practices.